Let us say Psalms 18 verse 2 together. The Lord is my rock and my fortress and my deliverer, my God, my strength, in whom I will trust, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold.
Hey, you came back. You probably want to hear some more Bible questions, don't you? You want to show me how much you know. Well, here's a question for you. In the book of Joshua, God calls the sun to do something special. Do you remember what it was? That's right. God called the sun to stand still. Outstanding. Now the next one is kind of a little harder, but we also see in the book of Joshua that all the tribes of Israel were given a land promise except one. And this one tribe was only given cities throughout the land. Do you remember which tribe it was? Again, this is a good one for your parents. It's kind of a hard question. That's right. Someone said it. It's the tribe of Levi. They were not given a land inheritance. One more from the book of Joshua. Now this one I know, you know. And I want you to finish this statement for me. Joshua says, as for me and my house, what did he say? Outstanding. Yep, we shall serve the Lord. You're ready to go, aren't you? Well, let's go for a few more questions here, if you would. Let's start now with some questions about the judges. So let's put on our thinking cap that has to do with the judges. Now, the first question is probably an easy question for you. One of the judges was a left-handed judge. Do you remember which judge that was? That's exactly right. Ehud was the left-handed judge. All right, you're doing good. Let's go on to another one. One of these judges killed 600 Philistines with an ox goad. Don't ask me what that is. We'll look at that later. But what judge killed 600 Philistines with an ox goad? That's right. Shamgar. That was Shamgar. Well, let's consider another question about a judge. And I know you know this one. One of the judges was a woman. Do you remember which judge was a woman? That's exactly right. It was Deborah. God had chose Deborah to serve as one of the judges. All right, here's another question for you. One of the judges liked to tell riddles. He liked to ask riddles. So which judge asked a group of men a riddle? That's right. You've got it. Good old Samson posed a riddle about honey and the carcass of a dead lion. That is exactly right. Sorry, I had to change positions there. Had the sun kind of in my eyes, coming through the tree right up above me. It's real pretty. But here's a question for you. Which judge won a great battle with only 300 men? There was a judge, won a battle. God said, only 300 men you'll take. And who was it? That's right. Good old Gideon. Gideon. Now, the next question has to do with a judge that was not appointed by God. Which judge was not appointed by God? I'll give you a hint. If we were going alphabetically, we would have covered this judge first. That's right. Abimelech. He was a somewhat judge over Israel, but not appointed by God. He appointed himself to lead, and it did not turn out well for him. All right, now here's another question, and we visited this judge just a little bit earlier. There was a judge who had to keep a Nazirite vow from the day he was born. Which judge had to keep the Nazirite vow? That's exactly right, Samson. Now, remember from your Bible story, what this meant was that Samson was not to touch anything from the grapevine. He was not to touch any dead carcasses. And he wasn't supposed to cut what? Do you remember this? That's right. Samson, the Lord told him not to cut his hair. Very, very good. Here's a bonus question, a little bit harder. What was Samson's father's name? Think about it. Ask your mom and dad, see if they know. That's right. Manoah. Manoah was the name of Samson's father. All right, here's another interesting question. Samson used an animal. Don't say it yet. Let me finish the question. Samson used an animal to destroy the olive groves, the grain, and all the vineyards of the Philistines. What animal did he use? That's right. Someone already said it. The fox. And he did it by tying their tails together. And what did he do? He set their tails on fire. That's right. He set their tails on fire. You know, you seem to know your judges pretty well. You've done a good job so far. But now I've got 2 questions about Ruth. 2 questions about Ruth. Here is the first one. What was the name of Ruth's mother-in-law? You said it. Naomi. Naomi was Ruth's mother-in-law. And one more question. Ruth is going to get married. Who does Ruth marry? Do you remember her husband's name, who she would marry after they went back to Bethlehem? That's exactly right. Boaz took Ruth as his wife. I am so impressed. You've done an outstanding job, especially on the judges. Now you want to be sure to watch our next video because we're going to be talking about the judges again, and I want to see how well you know them. So if you haven't gone over your judges recently, before Sunday, take a few minutes and go over your judges' charts. And then we'll see how well you know them come Sunday. Also, if you haven't drawn a picture of Noah and the ark, do so. And have your parents to send it to me through scanning it in or take a picture of it with their phone. All righty. Get back to studying the Bible. You're doing great. Have a good day.